Hello, my name is Gil Navarro, and I am seeking entry to the Educational Leadership degree at UTRGV. I'm currently a a student in the current Educational Leadership program, but I do want to transfer into the new one for the fall. So for this presentation, I'm going to be using data to improve instruction. And I am basing it on my current campus that I work in, which is Harker Heights Elementary School. The following presentation will demonstrate a potential training that can be conducted during grade level planning to understand the importance of using data to improve instruction. The focus will be understanding how to unpack TEKS. So the reason I chose unpacking TEKS is because the results that given by the district when we take unit exams can be used to identify which TEKS were being missed by the students. When we know when these particular TEKS are being missed, we can be using these data and we can take a closer look into particular TEKS and understand what students are expected to learn. So for the agenda, I am going to be conducting a training as if I were utilizing this in a PLC meeting during our weekly grade level planning. So for the agenda, we are going to be looking at the vision and mission. So the importance of pointing this out is because we need to make sure that we're all in the same page when we are working together as a team. Also, we're going to be establishing our purpose, our learning target. We're going to be analyzing data, which is our focus because we want to be using this data to drive instruction. We're going to be looking at the PLC planning process utilized by the district KISD, which we belong in. We're going to be looking at TEKS analysis and how we can implement that when planning for a unit. Okay, so first of all, the vision of Harker Heights Elementary School. It's very important for us to know where we are headed. So the vision is that we are Harker Heights, reach for your dreams. By pursuing our dreams with character, relationships, and academics, we will achieve our goals. As educators, we know that we want our students to succeed, but in order for our students to reach their goals, we need to make sure that we are prepared in the way that we deliver our instruction in the classroom. Our mission, okay? Harker Heights Elementary School is an outstanding school where all members of the community realize that academics, character, and relationships are equally important for overall student success. So in planning, we need to make sure that we are considering the academics, character, and relationships. Relationship is a very important factor in ensuring that our students are successful, because if teachers are planning and using planning during conference period, if we have that good relationship amongst each other, our students will be successful. Okay, so the purpose for this video, for this training, is to improve student learning by understanding data and preparing teachers with the necessary skills for planning, including unpacking TEKS. So again, the reason that we are focusing on unpacking TEKS, because if data shows us which, in the campus of Harker Heights Elementary School, the data received from the unit exams gives a TEKS analysis. What TEKS did each student miss? So by analyzing those TEKS, we can improve instruction. Which ones are the commonly missed by the students? Which ones are they doing good? Okay, so just like any other student, we have a learning target as well. So our learning target is I can improve data to improve instruction by unpacking TEKS. Okay, so that's our ultimate goal. How does data improve instruction? How can we utilize data? Okay, and this is just a visual. Data equals knowledge, knowledge equals action. So by looking at the data, we become more knowledgeable of what our student needs. And then we will set a plan and deliver it and act upon those plans. Okay, so as for data, so right here I have the third grade reading star scores for the year of 2021. So currently in the campus, there is a struggle for reading. So there's an achievement gap in reading because of the loss of instruction due to the pandemic. So right here, I have the data organized from the results for state, district, and campus with the three brackets, which is approaches, needs, and masters. So just at looking at this data, we don't see a huge difference between state, district, and campus. When we look at approaches, we do see that campus, Harker Heights Elementary School, is above district and state. But when we look at meets and masters, we are below both of them. So that's the focus for looking and analyzing the data. How can we help our students improve? So for the data analysis, which is what I just discussed right now, there's similar academic trends among campus, district, and state. Performing above state and district in approaches, which is our campus, Harker Heights, and we are below in compared to state and district when it comes to meets and masters. So just by looking at this question, that's where teachers becomes to brainstorm. Why are we getting these results? What can we do? That's why it's very important to look at data to improve instruction. So just by looking at this, I know that I see an issue and I want to improve it. So at Harker Heights Elementary School, we utilize a PLC planning process, which is a series of 6 essential steps to facilitate the unit planning for each grade level. Included in the PLC planning, teachers must understand how to unpack TEKS. We need to make sure that the teachers are understanding what is being asked for of the students. It's very easy that teacher will say, oh, we need to be teaching 3.10D, and we're just blurting out these TEKS without understanding what these TEKS mean. So we need to make sure that we are unpacking those TEKS and we are understanding what is expected of our students so we can instruct them. So just for an example, I'm going to be looking at Unit 2B, Author's Purpose and Craft. So we can utilize this unit for unpacking TEKS and understanding it better. Okay, so before we get started with unpacking TEKS, so what does it mean to unpack a TEKS? Teachers who do the work to unpack standards are the ones who understand them. It is through collaborative conversations that we come to a collective clarity on what we want our students to know and be able to do. It is very, very important for teachers to collaborate and to communicate and to work together effectively, because when teachers don't, each teacher is doing a different thing and in different pages, that then we have a huge range in student performance because teachers are doing different things. It is different when it comes to differentiation, but we need to make sure that everyone's collaborating. Everybody knows what they're expected to teach. Before I get into TEKS structure, the reason for understanding that everybody knows the TEKS, everybody knows what they're teaching, is because more often than not, a teacher will separate, you do science, you do math, you do social studies, and they don't fully understand the subject because just one person is solely focusing on one thing. So it is very important that they are working collaboratively. This day we work on reading and everybody understands what is the understanding those TEKS for reading or understanding these TEKS for math. So when it comes to text structure, so we have a TEKS right here that I got from the unit Author's Purpose and Craft, just for the sake of this example. So there are 3 sections. So what is boxed in red, that's the strand. What is underlined in yellow, that's the knowledge and skills. And what is boxed in green is the student expectations. That's what we are expecting our students to accomplish at the end of the lesson or at the end of the implementation of that TEKS. So unpacking TEKS by identifying the cognitive demand, the content, and the context. Okay, so here I have it color coded. So cognitive demand, what does the cognitive demand mean? That's the verb. It determines what the student is doing and the thinking involved. The content is a noun. The context is the framework or situation. So put it into an example. When we are planning our next unit, so like I mentioned, we're planning author's purpose, unit 2B. So we're going to be looking at breaking and unpacking the TEKS. So I'm going to be showing an example and what we're going to be doing with that particular TEK. And we're going to be circling the cognitive demand. We're going to be boxing in the content, and we're going to be underlining the context. So for an example, I inserted a screenshot of the previous image. That way we can use it for the example. So on the left, I have my example of the TEK, which is 3.10b, which is from the same unit. And I'm going to be unpacking the TEK. So the first step is to read the standards as a team. We need to make sure that we're doing this together as a team, so we're all understanding and we're all on the same page. So once you read it as a team, then you need to circle the verbs, which is a cognitive demand. So the TEK is 3.10b, which is explain how the use of text structure contributes to the author's purpose. So we are circling the verbs, which is explain and use. Those are the verbs. We are boxing in the nouns and noun phrases, which is the content. What are we teaching? Which is the text structure. And we are underlining the situation. We're going to be contributing it into the author's purpose. Okay, just by looking at this TEK, we can derive the learning targets for the day or for the week or for the couple of days that we're going to be looking at this standard. So here I broke it down into 2 learning targets. I can explain text structure as it contributes to the author's purpose in the text. I can use text structure to contribute the author's purpose. And if you notice, these learning targets both have the cognitive demand, content, and the context. So this is just an example as if we were to apply it as a group. And the reason for going over the unpacking TEKS, because it is important for teachers to understand the TEKS that are expected, the students are expected to learn. That's why when we look at the results for unit exam that students take from the district, we need to make sure that we analyze what are the commonly missed TEKS. We need to go back and understand what does these TEKS mean. So that's why we say that unpacking TEKS is very important when utilizing data to improve instruction. Okay, and once again, after any lesson that we do with the kids, is also important for adults to repeat the learning target at the end. I think it's a good practice. So learning target was, I can use data to improve instruction by unpacking TEK. And that was at the beginning of the presentation, and now it's at the very end because I have a better understanding of unpacking TEKS and how it can be helpful to improve instruction. And those are my references. Thank you so much, and I look forward to hearing from the graduate college. Thank you.